Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a great day. So yesterday, the levels held on SPY. We'll talk about some earnings also, DPZ and the bank's earnings that came in, and what we can expect. But let's go to the indexes first. SPY, the main index that we always go over. It held the levels. Redden is holding this 435, 436 zone, right? A very crucial zone. If you guys just go in the previous action, is basically in this zone right here is that is holding, right? We can see there's a lot of exchange of hands in this zone, okay? And as long as we continue holding this, and today pre-market is just an absolute rip-rap 439, we'll leave another gap behind. Do we take out 440 and go towards 444 level? And if we do, I would like to take some profits here, because from here I do expect possible downside. Or do we hold 444 and just continue straight rip up towards 450? Who knows, right? Market so far behaving pretty good. It's nothing but bullish. It's near all-time highs, right? I mean, it's only 10 points away from all-time highs now. So 440 will be the first number, and then obviously we have our 444 that it has to get through. All right, this number right here. But for now, the market looks great, and in the morning I would not rush into it. If you're in calls from yesterday, just manage your positions. You will be up huge at the open. Everything's ripping pre-market, and Q's same thing, nicely up in pre-market, and is 363, 364 will be a hard zone, and then all the way towards here 372, right? We can expect Q's to hit this range if the bullishness holds right here. Here's where the next exchange of hands will be, in this pattern right here. All right, if we get through here, and then from here we see if we're going to go upwards or we're going to come down. All right, financials, absolute beast. Banks earnings are strong. They're all beating earnings. I'm just going to go over all of them, the ones that came out today in a little bit, right? But financials, I think this pattern looks pretty good. And now that with the earnings came up, the numbers are great, it's likely that it breaks up higher. Again, you all know our numbers, 3860 must hold, and we need 39 and through. And then nice little uptrend for the coming weeks and months we might get, right, that we can play. So 3860 is a must hold, and then above 39 we have a nice little uptrend that will start, okay? But 39 is a must. Now let's go over DPZ. Dominos Pizza had earnings. What happened this quarter? Something unusual happened after many years, right? Now they beat their earnings, the EPS they beat, but their revenues they missed, okay? Now the US same-store sales, they declined 1.9%. So the same-store sales in US, they declined by 1.9%. The last time that happened was in 2011, so after 10 years almost. But the international growth all around the world, that was steady, right? That growth still was around 8%, I believe. So that was steady, that was good. The only one comment that I think took them down was the US same-store sales decline. Why is this important for us? Now when we have earnings come up with the franchises, it could be restaurants, it could be anything, McDonald's, CMG, whatever it may be, Walmart, retailer. If their US stores sales are down, or internationally these, even though they do well, the market may react negatively. All right, DPZ had a huge rip last earnings, okay? The stock went up almost, well, like from 484 to 540, which is a huge move. It's a $60-70 move on a $500 stock. All right, and then ever since it just kept giving up gains, and now it's even below the last earnings. All right, now this is a support and supply zone here. If you're playing DPZ, a lot of exchange of hands will happen here, right? We want to see if this level is about to hold. If it does not hold these levels, I would love to pick up Domino's Pizza where? Right here in this zone. I would love to pick up Domino's Pizza at 400 if it continues going down, right? From here pre-market, if it goes up and takes up here, we might just bounce from, let me just remove my lines first. Now, so this is the trade setup which I'm driving on DPZ, which I want in this zone right here, right, roughly around here, near 400. Today, DPZ, when it opens, if it's not able to take out 460, if it does not take 460 by 10 a.m., then we're likely going to give up gains and hit the 200-day moving average, which is all the way right here near 435. This is the first step where you can try playing a bounce off the 200-day moving average, where it might work well. Or you might get the $5 to $10 move. Remember, we're trading this name. That's the setup I'm going over, not investing. 200-day moving average will be first, around 435. The next is all the way underneath near 400 if it fails the 200-day moving average. All right. But DPG, CMG, McDonald's, all these names, if their US same store sales are on decline, the stock will dump. Or that was the most important comments that I thought. But for now, DPZ, I will wait out. The only time I would play this is near 435 is 200 in moving average or at 400. Alright, so keep an eye on this name. And now the banks. Bank of America, let's just talk about the banks a little bit. Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Citigroup all beat their earnings. In different sectors, each of them had their own strengths. You guys can read up on that if you want. But banks absolutely ripped earnings, which is great for the market, right? Which financials are a big part of S&P, right? The overall index, and if financials stay strong, that's one leg which will keep the indexes up, while other stocks might keep going up and down. All right, Bank of America, same thing. This is pretty similar setup to XLF, right? I do like this setup as long as we can continue holding above this 43 zone, above 43 plus we hold, we go higher. But I'm not gonna buy this here. It's gonna gap up today. Let's see what it does. 43 plus on Bank of America. Let's see how Morgan Stanley is looking. Morgan Stanley holding this zone. It's also trading pre-market high. It's also above this zone right here. If it holds above here 100, it's gonna go higher. Then forget this gap because this is exactly where it was getting rejected. So for the first 5-10 minutes, you want to see if it's able to hold 100. Morgan Stanley. If it holds 100, we might see 104, 105. All right. Now last earnings, I think GS had a big gap up, I believe, if I'm not wrong. All these banks are ripping earnings. Now Goldman Sachs is left for tomorrow. Do they also report good, or do they surprise and a gap down? Right? We don't know. It's hard to say. So Goldman Sachs, also keep an eye on it. All banks did great. Goldman Sachs tomorrow, obviously a major player in the financial sector. How do they perform tomorrow? If they announce negative earnings or anything like that, it might even take the entire financial sector down for the limited time. But I'm pretty bullish on it. I think they will do good if all the other banks did good. Goldman Sachs above 400. This is an earnings bet that you can probably play. If it gets above 400, then we have near all-time highs, which is 420, as you can see here. So keep an eye on this name as well. Above 400, it can definitely continue flying. But they do have earnings tomorrow. The only question is, do they rip on earnings or do they dip? No idea. All right, so let's see. Not a big earnings gapper, but above 400 can definitely make a big move. And we do play Goldman Sachs a lot in the group. So if I see anything, I'll definitely buy it and play it. Facebook, working out great, right? Gave us a nice little profit zone. Now let's see today if we can get 330. If we do get 330 today, pre-market it looks great. And if we do get 330, I will scale out of my calls and I will make my remaining position free. I already scaled out once, and then today I might take my second scale out, and then the remaining position will all be free into earnings. So as long as the first target is around 330, if we go above 330, the next is all the way near 340. So another $10 move to the upside, right? And the tech might go pre-market. It looks great. Amazon. Let me just remove my drawing. About 200 day moving day average right here near 33.13. Anything hold above. The only number that matters here is we all know we go over it every day. Until 3,400 is nothing but a gamble. Above 3,400, you have more confirmation. Remember that. You play under 3,400, you're gambling. Doesn't matter how strong the market is. Above 3,400 hold, you have more confirmation that Amazon moves to the upside. Keep that in mind, okay? And Twitter, also another name that I'm keeping an eye on, simply based on the monthly chart, where the monthly looks great. If we can continue holding above last month's action and we can take out the 70, here are the numbers. Our first target is 72, 65 is must hold. Underneath there's risk, obviously. Above 65, we have 72, 75. This is the move that you want to keep an eye on, 75 to 100. It might happen this month, it might happen next month, it might happen in 3 months or maybe 6 months, I don't know. But 75 is the number you want to keep an eye on Twitter. The day it takes out 75 is highly likely going to 100. All right, there will be a lot of strength in it. So keep this name on your radar. Snapchat, monthly looks a little weak. Last month was a little reversal candle, but on the daily, I know many of you guys play this. It's just been consolidating nicely, right? Not doing much, it's floating. If it's able to hold above 75, I believe. Yeah, above 75, we can see above towards 80. Pre-market, everything's gapping up. If you're in positions, manage. And at the open, we have a 1,000% winner, which is Zuo, called by Option Sniper. He has the $18 calls. He bought them right here. I think he must have read something on it or knew something that he was able to nail this 1,000%. He bought them right here before this rip, and he bought the $18 calls at 10 cents. So these calls will open if you bought them with him. 1,000% open in 2 days, right? So those calls will be up 1,000%. All right, all called in the My Stock Life Premium Discord if you're in. So these will be up 1,000% at the open. I am not in them. I was actually close to buying them. I wish I had, but 1,000%. So all I can say is just manage if you're in. I know some of you guys might be in this. So Zuo, and plus it does look great. I mean, it's above the resistance. We can definitely see all the way towards where 20 bucks. It can happen this week, and these calls can go to 3,000%, right? But don't get greedy. Manage your profits, and let's see what happens with this. And apart from that, all I can say is, guys, just manage.
Fastly.
Okay, fastly for LB. Fastly. Let's do fastly. Oh wow, this chart does look attractive. Just by looking at it, it was a squeeze potential play, no doubt. Above the 200-day moving average, sorry, 50. It's probably going to approach the 200-day moving average, which is right here in this zone. And this can happen fast if it holds. Right here is where the next supply of hands is, exchange, and this zone right here. This is a zone that you want to pay attention to fast. This is the zone that it's trying to reach. Above this, the first hurdle will be right here, 47. Above 47, you guys see this zone right here. So we might get a move like this on this, something like this, and then boom. And then here we see how the market sentiment is. Do we go up or do we come back lower, right? So this is how the chart has been set up. A nice little triple bottom here, right? They tried flushing it out here and it held here. So very likely it goes to 47 and above here. So if you're in fastly, you're up. You're up a lot. 100% could be more today, and let's see what happens. Another chart that I do want to go over is Riot, our Bitcoin play. We nailed this play. I hope you guys managed and learned. Our target was, I'll just go over this once more time to remind you guys. We bought this right here as drawn. We bought this right here, and our target was hit. I scaled all my profits. My position's free, whatever I'm holding. And now it held Bitcoin strong. Can we hit 28 one more time? If we do hit 28 one more time, then now the next target will be 29.39-ish or 29.50-ish. Right, next target will be 29.50, and that's where I'll take my rest of my profits. We have a lot of time on these calls with this, guys. Just manage your positions. Let's see what we have. Join voice chat if you can in the morning. Most of our guys are there, and we do make some live plays. And let's go on from there. So far, earnings season has kicked off great. It's holding the market up. Now, does tech follow? Like FANG, Google, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, do they also report strong numbers this time? Let's wait and find out. We'll see you guys in post-market.